A leaked copy of a draft executive order titled Establishing a Government-Wide Initiative to Respect Religious Freedom reveals sweeping plans by the Trump administration to legalize discrimination. According to the Huffington Post, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, a White House spokeswoman, told ABC, "We do not have plans to sign anything at this time, but we'll let you know when we have any updates." While this is not final by any means, I thought this was very important and I wanted to share this with you. The Nation wrote a great article, and here are some quotes from it. They also included photos and a written-out version of the draft. I'm going to share some of the quotes from the article and give some of my thoughts at the end. It construes religious organizations so broadly that it covers any organization, including closely held for-profit corporations, and protects religious freedom in every walk of life. When providing social services, education, or health care, earning a living, seeking a job, or employing others, receiving government grants or contracts, or otherwise participating in the marketplace, the public square, or interfacing with federal, state, or local governments. The draft seeks to create wholesale exemptions for people and organizations who claim religious or moral objections to same-sex marriage, premarital sex, abortion, and trans identity, and it seeks to curtail women's access to contraception and abortion through the Affordable Care Act. Language in the draft document specifically protects the tax-exempt status of any organization that believes, speaks, or acts or declines to act in accordance with the belief that marriage is or should be recognized as the union of one man and one woman. Sexual relations are properly reserved for such a marriage, male and female, and their equivalents refer to an individual's immutable biological sex as objectively determined by anatomy, physiology, or genetics at or before birth, and that human life begins at conception, and merits protection in all stages of life. By extending some of its protections to one particular set of religious beliefs, it would risk violating the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment to the Constitution. This executive order would appear to require agencies to provide extensive exemptions from a staggering number of federal laws without regard to whether such laws substantially burden religious exercise, said Marty Lederman, a professor at Georgetown University Law Center and an expert on church-state separation and religious freedom. Moreover, he added, the exemptions would raise serious First Amendment questions as well, because they would go far beyond what the Supreme Court has identified as the limits of permissive religious accommodations. Ira Lupu, a professor emeritus at George Washington University Law School and an expert on the Constitution's religious clauses and on the 1993 Religious Freedom Restoration Act, it raises a big question about whether the Constitution or the RFRA, Religious Freedom Act, authorizes the president to grant religious freedom in such a broad way. Jenny Peitzer, senior counsel on law and policy director for Lambda Legal, said some of the language in the draft order is similar to language in a law passed last year in Mississippi, which a federal district court ruled violated both the Establishment Clause and the Equal Protection Clause. The case is now on appeal. Peitzer said the draft order would appear to violate the Establishment Clause by listing a particular set of religious beliefs and giving special government protection to people who held those beliefs as opposed to different beliefs. Now this includes contraceptive coverage and states that health insurance plans can opt out of coverages that include abortions or include contraceptives such as birth control. A huge concern of mine is the language that pertains to children in foster care and adoption services. Peitzer said this language constitutes a license to discriminate with public money in a series of contexts in which people tend to be vulnerable, such as against LGBT children in foster care, which is federally funded. More broadly, she said, it would permit organizations receiving federal grants or contracts to provide child welfare services not only to refuse necessary care, but to refuse even to refer the child to another agency or setting that would be protective and affirming instead of place the child in an environment that is aggressively hostile to who that child is, on religious grounds. Even during the George W. Bush administration, she noted, there were protections in executive orders that beneficiaries of grantees and contractors were not to be discriminated against on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity. On Tuesday, the White House announced that it would continue President Obama's executive order protecting federal contractors from anti-LGBT discrimination. Yet the new draft order codifies a laundry list of claims advanced by the Christian right in recent years of indications that the advance of LGBT rights has put the religious freedom of conservative Christians at risk. They would say this is a non-discrimination order, and Lambda Legal's said Laundry Legal Spicer. We disagree. We would say being denied the ability to discriminate against others is not discrimination against you. That last sentence, we disagree. We would say being denied the ability to discriminate against others is not discrimination against you. I completely believe that. So I've heard arguments several times that because the LGBT community sues small businesses based on discrimination, that this hurts small businesses. They also say that it is not discrimination if you disagree with same-sex marriage, yet when you deny services to people based on sexual orientation or gender identity, that is discrimination. You are marginalizing a group of people. And they also say that we liberals are trying to take away rights of Christians in the nation and are trying to silence them. We are not. We simply want everyone to have the same religious freedom and the freedom to practice their religion. We just don't want one religion to dominate everyone else and to dominate all other religions. We want every religion to have equal say and to be treated fairly, as the Constitution already allows. So when you pass a law like this, it makes discrimination against LGBT people legal. And as I said earlier, I have very serious concerns with LGBT children and how that will affect them. And I feel and fear that it will push for more legalization of conversion therapy. Now, there's not very many states that have made conversion therapy illegal, but I fear that this law will push for more people to be okay with conversion therapy. This order is also in favor of Christian evangelicals, just like Mike Pence. And Mike Pence passed a law just like this here in Indiana, and it faced severe backlash, and he had to go and revise it, which the revision still didn't do much, but there was severe backlash against it, and companies were saying that they were going to pull out of Indiana because of this. So lots of people are against this, and I don't know how this is going to hold up, but if it does get passed, then this is going to be a rocky 4 years.